Ryan Jeffers and Kyle Farmer.
Kyle, what did it feel like to give your team a lift last night? And you've got to wait for your turn in this series as well. What did that feel like to be able to contribute right away?
It was cool. I mean, when you practice stuff and you see it happen in the game, it's pretty exciting. And I give credit to Willie Castro that at bat before me got to see a lot of pitches, and maybe it tired him out, maybe it didn't. But a guy putting a good at bat in front of you always gives you a lot of confidence going into it.
Go here in the front.
For each of you, what has it been like to watch the Carlos Correa experience this October?
Go ahead, you go.
It's everything we thought it would be in the playoffs. We've all watched him from the outside looking in, kind of jealous of what he's been able to do on some of the other teams he's played for in the playoffs. To have him on your side doing what he's always done, it's a nice boost for us. It makes us feel great. It makes us feel confident whenever he's up there in big spots. You can't match the experience that he's got playing 85 playoff games now in his career. I'm sure that's more than most MLB organizations. So it's a good guy to have on our side.
Yeah, I think I saw a stat. I think MLB posted it on their Instagram or something that his career numbers in the postseason, and I was looking at it and I was like, that's a great year for somebody, and what he puts up in the playoffs is something that not an everyday average MLB player does in a regular season. So just watching him and seeing how locked in and focused he is, it feeds off. It's just his energy feeds off to everybody, and I'm glad he's on our team.
Go to Phil right here in the front.
Ryan, you've had up close look at some Yordan Alvarez at bats in the first couple of games. Now it's Sonny, who doesn't generally give up home runs. Do you guys change? Yeah. Do you guys?
It would be Phil to do that.
Do you guys? Hey, I'm not asking about the streak anymore. Do you guys change the plan, or do you just trust that Sonny's stuff is different, or how much more discussion is there about his at bats in particular?
Yeah, I think after day one when he hit the 2 homers, we sat down, we looked at it, we said, what can we do better? If you're going to look at that lineup, that guy's, arguably one of the best hitters in the game, top 3 for sure. So you go up and down that lineup, and you always, no matter who you're playing, you try and find, okay, this is a guy we're really going to focus on. This is a guy we're not going to let beat us. We understand the situation when he comes up. But we're going to be aggressive. We're going to attack these guys. We're not going to give in. Something that Pablo did really well yesterday against Yordan was attack him. I don't think we shied away. When you get passive, when you're making pitches, you usually make mistakes. You leave something over the middle. So being able to attack on the edges and attack to a plan, we did a really good job of that. And he's a really good hitter. He's gonna get his hits, but limiting the damage and the runs batted in and understanding, like I said, the situation that's apparent when he comes up is the biggest part.
Go in the back in the middle over here.
Can both of you guys just speak to Target Field, the atmosphere, what you expect tomorrow, what you saw last week, and what that does for you during the playoffs?
I was shocked at the wild card games, how loud it got. I played in Houston in 2017 in the World Series, and that was one of the loudest stadiums I've ever been in. And then coming back here to Minnesota, hearing the fans, it was pretty spot on, very similar. And then going to Houston now, and then comparing it to our stadium I think was a lot louder, I think personally. And tomorrow, I saw it was sold out, and the wild card game wasn't sold out, so I'm expecting it to be a little bit louder than the wild card game. So I think these fans are excited for good baseball, and I think we'll give it to them.
Yeah, I think all of us kind of were surprised. They closed that roof game 1 in Houston, and I think we all were ready to kind of get our eardrums blown up. And baseball crowd noise is a funky thing because it kind of plays both ways. Home crowd, away crowd, they're cheering when you're on offense, they're cheering when you're on defense because they're cheering for the pitcher, they're cheering for the batter. So noise is noise. And I think when it came down to it, our place was louder. I think the fans stayed in it the whole game. They were on their feet for 7 of the 9 innings, it felt like. So all we can ask is that same energy comes tomorrow and win Wednesday.
We'll go on the left over here.
Well, piggybacking off that question to both of you, just how do you size up what is now a best of 3 with you guys now having the advantage of games 3 and 4 here at Target Field?
Yeah, when you start these 5-game series on the road, you look at any, it's not like I have a ton of experience in this. I've watched a lot of series. They always talk about you want to win one of those games on the road to bring it back home, not in a hole. I think being able to now turn it into a game of 3, a best of 3 series. We got 2 games at home. We got Sonny lined up, who arguably is top 3 Cy Young race this year. And then if we need a game 5, we've got Pablo lined up on normal rest. So I think we like our chances. We like our chances against anybody. It just so happens that we're in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, I think Astros they're a great baseball team, and it's very hard to beat them. And us being able to go in there and split the series there 1-1 was really, really good. I mean, that's very hard to do is beat them and win over there. So I think coming back here, these 2 games, we just got to play our game. We have all the confidence in the world in Sonny and our pitching staff and our defense and our offense. So I think, we just got to play like we've been playing the second half of this year and just keep going.
Go right in the middle, second row.
Ryan's been around here longer, but for you both, Polo and Kep are organizational lifers. They've seen a lot here. Can you tell that in the way they go about their business? And can you tell kind of what it's been like for them to finally get over the hump here and kind of make a run into the playoffs like this?
You can kind of see I know we saw the interview yesterday. It was a kind of a wholesome moment seeing them bond on the stage. But you can see the weight, they're lighter. I don't know how much weight they're really carrying from just not being in this organization for so long and not having the success that they would want to have. But they're both playing super free. Kep's just really just in a different spot, just mentally just so free, so happy. And when you're doing that, when you can play like that in the baseball field, a lot of good things happen. So it's awesome to see their bond, but it's also to see how happy they are.
We'll go on the front left here.
For both players, just how confident are you coming back home 1-1, knowing that you've got Sonny going on the mound on the big stage in the next game?
Oh gosh, I never put any doubt in Sonny. Sonny's going to come in, do his routine, not talk to anybody. You kind of have to get out of his way. He stays locked in all day, and I think big time players are meant for big time opportunities, and I think that's what Sonny is, and he's been training for this his whole career. And it started in college at Vanderbilt. They breed winners over there, and then he comes to the big leagues and has been a winner. So I think Sonny's we give the ball to Sonny. We're excited about it, and he's going to go out there and compete.
Go to the back row on the right.
Yeah, Kyle, we saw the right-handed lineup yesterday, and it's a different look. You guys are a little more veteran, you and Donovan and Willie, a different type of hitters. No more lefties, none in the pen. Framber's already thrown. Have you identified anybody in their pen? Are there pockets there where the likes of yourself, Donovan, Willie, can still potentially maybe bring that change of pace offensively?
I think it's more so. I don't know how Rocco's going to go about it. That's above my pay grade, but I think he puts guys in the right situations in the right times. As we saw the other night or last night, they took me out. I struck out with the bases loaded, and they brought in Eddie off the bench to get a big knock with the bases loaded. That's just what we've been doing all year. And Rocco and the staff, they put everybody in a good spot. And so I think we just have to. Who knows? They could put us in any situation, but I think Willie's probably the first guy off the bench in a big situation, whether it's a righty or lefty, because he's a switch hitter. So, having no lefties in the bullpen is strange, but seen it before, but that's just what they do.
Go on the back right.
Ryan, when you guys are playing in this postseason, the Toronto and the first couple of Houston games, it seems like you guys have been the aggressors, trying to push things, whether it's a defensive move, whether it's, going for the extra base. Where does that come from, and has that been a conscious decision? Is it something that the team has talked about or the coaching staff?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the earlier question about how we're going to pitch Alvarez. You can't shy away from these big names, these big organizations that have done so much. Success comes from being aggressive and not being passive. You know, when you're playing on the back foot, when you're playing scared, you're not going to play good. So having the confidence in who we are as a team, who we are as a pitching staff, who we are as a position player group, lets us be on attack because we trust ourselves. We feel confident in what we have, what we are as a team, and it just lets us play free and lets us play aggressive. You'd rather make a mistake on the aggressive side than be passive and look back and say, darn, I wish we did something different. So we're going to be aggressive, and if we go down aggressive, then that's going to be fine with us. But we're not going to be passive.
All right. Ryan, Kyle, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, guys.